Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more. Just hit the camera arm. Welcome back to some more Lego building. Happy Wednesday. So we've got two things to build. The main thing is the Botanical Collection Wreath and a gift with purchase that they were just running recently. The Ballerina and Nutcracker Scene. As a side note, for Friday, I did get the parts in. So I haven't looked through them, but that should be the two bags. Unfortunately, they're all in a single bag, so I will have to put them back in once we're done. Walks in and gives Alden a ham sandwich with 100 toothpicks stabbed into it. What did the ham sandwich do to you, Bahamut? That's so mean. Stabbing it with poor toothpicks. Alright. Let's go ahead and pour this out. So we have some stickers here that I will probably not be using. The instruction booklet. Put that up there. There's 5. There's 4. There is 3. There is 2. And there is 1. Alright. And some large plates. Done with Xenosaga 3, now you're moving on to Suikoden? Nice. Did you also tear up at the end of Xenosaga 3? Or is that just me? Sometimes you just want a plain ham sandwich toasted with mustard. Well, that's not a plain ham sandwich anymore. Alright, let's dive right in. You did? Glad I'm not the only one. Alright, let's go ahead and make our ballerina lady. Right, helps if I use the skirt element. There we go. Just plain white, which is actually kind of nice to get. There's her head. Cake. She does not have a second face. No, she does not. Okay. Not sure if this torso has shown up in anything before, but here is our ballerina. If I can get to my camera. Where are you? There we go. Okay. Go ahead and zoom on in on her. So yeah, I'm not sure if this torso has shown up in anything else. Back printing, nothing on the legs, nothing on the skirt part, but cute outfit nonetheless. And it's nice to get other skirt designs. Colors. Go ahead and put her up there. Went to a store you were sort of hoping to find one of those chocolate oranges, but didn't? Well, that's unfortunate. I don't think I've ever had one. There we go. I was looking for white for some reason. Beige 2x6 tile on top of a dark gray 2x3, 2x6 plate. Howdy, Lord Canis. Currently at a friend's place building 40k models. It's a lot of models to build. I hope they're quick, because getting through 40,000 models, that's got to take a lot of time. Alright. 2x3, 2x4. Trailer hitch. Botanical Gardens, Botanical Wreath. Ald seems on a plant kick lately. Hey, that's more Legos thing. They're good sets. That's part of it. And, you know, I may also have more to do. There we go. So this isn't going to be a full range of motion. Just made a roided out mind flatter with a beefy crab claw. No Gith will have unsoiled pants. Mind flatter? You mean a mind flare? May or may not. Oh, I saw you post on the Discord. I saw that. Stupid phone. Yeah, our phones definitely know how to mess with us, don't they? They really, really do. 'Cause you autocorrect. I'll wait until you have Blib Dual Pool. Well, yeah, especially since I think you've gotten rid of most of the places that they can spawn in. Like, culture and religion-wise. Did have someone post a stupid comment on my Suikoden 1 Let's Play, which gave me a fun opportunity to immediately respond so that it hopefully shows up in their email or alerts, and then blocked them. Just straight up insulted them. Because why? You know, like, why do I care? Like, I'm going to block them anyway, so what do I care? Go. And then the 2x2 here. It's an interesting way of doing it, and I like using these panel pieces, 3x3 macaroni panel pieces, to just make that smooth design there while giving plenty of space here. Okay. Spare parts, we've got a dark red microfigure and a gold 1x1 plate flower as our spare pieces. Okay, bag number 2. All right. 2x6 plates. So I hope everyone's having a good week so far. Almost Christmas. I will definitely be streaming a Wednesday stream on Christmas. Because why not spend time with my friends, right? Lonely Christmas all? No, I'm going to be spending time with my friends. Why would it be lonely? I mean, do you not want me to spend time with you guys? I mean, I expect all of you to be there, so if not, there will be flunking grades. Just so you know. Alright, we got these little pearlescent gem pieces. Auto-corrected Cayman Rider into Ramen Rider. Yeah, that's, At least that's one of those, kind of obvious what it's supposed to be. Get some, gold bars on the side there. I mean, the thing is, my family tends to do Christmas stuff on Christmas Eve anyway. There's enough different families that doing it on Christmas Eve means that then they can have their, you know, their families can have their own Christmas times, so to speak. There's enough little kids in the family. There is no Santa. What? What? I don't have a Santa here. Otherwise, I'd pull one out. Actually. Pretty sure there's a Santa in here. See? Santa right there. Proof positive. I'm not opening that one because I have enough. This is going to be a pain. Okay, there we go. So this is to keep the this center cogwheel in position. And this just kind of goes back and forth there. And we have a spare pearlescent 1x1 gem light. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you saying Lego isn't real? I mean, look. Clearly real. I don't know. I'm pretty suspicious now. It's not actually Santa, it's a replica of the real Santa. So there you go, the real Santa. So you're saying Santa exists. Thank you. Rest my case. Oh, Lego Dragon, god of breakfast soup and ham. Yes, this is true. I am that. Some more ingots back there. God of pickles and justice? I mean, you can't be a god of pickles and justice. That's an oxymoron. So, some stickers would go on here that I'm not putting on. I wonder if they did these sand green ones because of the botanical garden. Pickles are justice and justice is pickles. I don't think that's the case, sir. In fact, I know it not to be. There is no greater food injustice in the world than pickles. Destroying the poor, poor, delicious cucumbers. Who just want to be chopped up and put into salads. Corrupting them. Corrupting them with vinegar. Ugh. It's terrible. Monstrous, even. Only a few people say that pickles are evil? Right, but they're correct. That's the thing. Pretty sure that Tyr is a supporter of pickles? Pretty sure he is not. Oops. Need a 1x2 brick under there. .999999% of the world says pickles are good. I don't think it is that high, and it wouldn't matter if 99.9999% of the world said that it was good to jump off a bridge. Would you? You sure Fizzban loves pickles? Fizzban isn't Bahamut, though. I know what you're going to say. Even the dinos celebrate pickles. You're just forcing them into doing that. Your cruelty knows no bounds. 10 million Frenchmen can be wrong. They can be, yes. This is true. They can be. Not a cruel dragon? I mean, you're making the, you're forcing those poor dinos to dance. Pretty darn cruel. Pretty darn cruel. All right, more windows. I don't know if these black window panes are from another set that's currently out. Probably. That one would have some more, another sticker on it. And this one would have the sticker with the moon. There we go. Okay, bag number 4. So because of this thing, I can't lay it flat. All right, another pair of... that step had no extra pieces, actually. Another pair of flowers. Howdy, Cloud Warthog. How's it going? All right, let's go ahead and make some curtains. There's one. Brought me a ham sandwich. Well, you stabbed it first. Poor innocent ham sandwich. You stabbed it 100 times. 100 times. I mean, that is pretty cruel. Pretty cruel. It was trying to take over the world? You were saving the world? Ham doesn't need to take over the world. It already has, with its deliciousness. And its benevolence. You all know pickles secretly run the world? I don't think that is the case. Don't think that is the case. Alright, so a big window. Should be some stars out there, and that's why these two did not have any stickers on them, because they're basically completely covered by the curtains. I've never actually seen the Nutcracker Suite ballet. Lots of gold decorations, and then we use the dangling Chinese elements as the ties on the curtains. There we go. Spare part, a beige 1x1 cylinder plate. Cylinder tile. You love how the bears in CK2 look and the red pandas? They're pretty adorable. They are pretty adorable. Alright, bag number 5. So LEGO did reveal the new Blacktron set. I posted a picture and a link on the Discord. It's very nice that they're bringing back Blacktron. A little bit of nostalgia for us older folks. Much older folks. I got a Blacktron set, one of the first ones for my birthday one year. Back when they first came out. I remember that. At a pool party, at an actual pool. And get some gold curly cues. There we go. That is going to be the Christmas tree base. A couple presents here. Get a white flower, red flower for the bows. It's the OG Blacktron, not Blacktron 2 Electric Green Boogaloo. Exactly. That said, I do like Blacktron 2 is still pretty cool, just a little bit less black. But yeah, classic Blacktron. Which is pretty cool. Has 3 minifigs, so that might even mean that the minifigs will be showing up in Pick-a-Brick. Which I'm sure would be exciting for many, many people. Well, pretty much all the space sets, but the difference between Blacktron 1 and 2 was pretty big. Yeah, it was. Like, Blacktron 2, I think, would have been better if it was not Blacktron 2, but something else. Like, the aesthetics of it are really cool. Like, I especially liked the essentially, like cylindrical, using octagonal pieces, cockpits that they had. Those were really awesome, the way that they did those. But yeah, a little silly for them to be Blacktron 2. There was actually a Blacktron 3 idea floated around, and some early designs proposed for them. Or it might have been the Blacktron 2 that didn't get made, I don't know. Which was pretty interesting. It's the most interesting piece of LEGO trivia I know. I don't know. I could not say what the most interesting piece was offhand. Partly because what is interesting to one person is going to be different. Man, all of these are going the same way. I should have had 2 trees. Well, yeah, okay, so to be clear, my ability to recall information is very specific. Like, if you come to me and say, what is your, list out your top 10 favorite movies. I don't know, I couldn't do that. I could not think of enough movies to put, and I would not be able to say, these are definitively my top 10. Whereas, if you said, what do you think of movie X, I could be like, oh yeah, I love that, or I hate that, or something like that. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite movies, or something like that. Wait a second. Did I get that wrong? Oh, no, okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, so it's really difficult for me to answer open-ended questions like that. Like, the stuff that comes to mind when I'm talking that ends up being like interesting tidbits and facts and stuff like that tends to get prompted by something. It's one of the reasons why, like, so I did try out for Jeopardy. They had a big open call thing. Lots and lots of people in the area showed up at a local college. Semi-local college. I think the college was actually, like, over an hour away or something. But I didn't do super well on that. Just because my level of recall is not great in that sort of way. Like, there's tons of times when when I watch Jeopardy, not that I've watched it recently, but when I did watch it pretty regularly, I'd know the answers to things, but I couldn't recall them. Then they'd read off the answer, and I'd be like, ah, yeah, that is it. I knew it. Why couldn't I recall it? So, it's just the nature of my brain. Howdy, Minor Trader. How's it going? Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Now we get our star on the top of the Christmas tree. And There we go. You don't think you would do well at Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or The Price is Right? Well, those are all very different types of game shows. Like, I actually test okay, but I mean, Jeopardy isn't a test. Usually, like, you know, for a test, you go in with preparation based on what's going to be on the test to a degree, at least. So that can act as a prompt for it. There we go. We got a little dancing ballerina in front of the tree with her nutcracker. And lots of spare parts. All right, so 1x1 cylinder plate in bright yellow, 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud in dark gray, 1x1 plate flowers in white, green, gold, and red, 1x1 cylinder tiles in coral pink, bright orange, lime green, and pearlescent light blue, trans orange flame, gold star element, gold 1x1 cylinder plate with bar, green 1x1 tile slope, and I don't know, dark medium lavender 1x1 cylinder tile. I think there was a book competition thing at your school that had several schools do a book reading and tested everyone's book knowledge. I think you did well on it. Nice. All right. So this is a very cute little gift with purchase. I did end up skipping out on the picture frame that's currently available. Just, I don't know, not stuff I want to buy, but also I can't just buy everything all the time. And it was neat, but nothing really jumped out at me about it. So that was the previous one. All right, now let's go ahead and just skim through that. Nothing else interesting there. All right. Okay, so we have the Wreath. Not the large. The Wreath. Okay. Let's see, that's number 1. Number 7. 3, 2, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be 8 and 9. All right. There we go. Our instruction booklet. Considering that I've recently done 2 art frames, you can't imagine why you might not want a third one. Oh, it's pretty small. It's just a picture frame for putting in a photograph. It's small. It is nowhere near as elaborate as the others. That actually had nothing to do with it. Brick separator over there. Is this a Aretha Franklin? Oh. Don't make me fire you. Alright. Warm feelings for cold days. When the first signs of fall and winter set in, it seems nature invites us to play with all of its beautiful seasonal colors and bounties. Bright berries complement evergreen branches, and leaves seem to radiate and spread rays of warmth, warm hues, as they fall at your feet. Bringing these gorgeous bundles of color into your home, it can create cozy sparkles of joy as we wait for lighter days to return. Add to that the delightful sense of accomplishment in the creative process as you bring all these shapes and colors that inspire you together, and you have a perfect excuse to snuggle up and indulge your senses. With this elegantly crafted Lego wreath or garland, you can extend that feeling of joy and change your decor all through your winter season. Oh no, you guys are all employed by me. Holiday aromas. Each season has its charms. Even dark winter days give us moments of light to share with loved ones. Nothing evokes fond memories like the sweet aromatic fragrances of the holiday season. Invigorating fir tree foliage, zesty orange slices, warm cinnamon. So, my mother has made a lot of wreaths in her life. She's been a part of her local garden club for ever. I cannot recall there ever being orange slices in it, or cinnamon sticks for that matter. Or earthy pine sap. When you sit down to build this set, you can find inspiration from all of these familiar scents and spices. Build a decorative wreath to hang on the wall, or a festive garland centerpiece for your tablescape. Add your own creative touch and customize it to suit your celebration, mood, or interior decor. From the shape of the arrangement to the tiny details, simply swap out the berries or reconfigure the decorative elements and experiment with the elements to create new expressions. We hope this leaves you feeling toasty and comfortable on cool days, and that you will create new memories to look back on for years to come. Kenyon Andrew Brady, Lego model designer. When do you get your paycheck? You're getting hams all the time. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be, yes, times 4. Oh. I see. Rather than giving us 4 bags that are all number 1, they're giving us a lot of different bags that are still all number 1, but they're labeled differently. They are the exact same. Something tells me that we might do the exact same thing with the next batch, too. Okay, so they're not exactly the same, because the first one had some beige 1x3s, and bags 2 and 3 do not. So that is interesting. I will grant that they are not exactly the same. Pretty close to it, though. There we go. All right. Okay. Do we have... No, we do not. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 2x2s over here. No, we do not. Okay, we do have dark red 2x2s over 2x2 tiles over here, and some dark red 2x2 tiles over here. Alrighty. 1. Okay. Get one of these done. Minotauring is educational. Interesting bit about mistletoe from the National Institute of Complementary and Integrative Health. European mistletoe has been used for centuries as traditional medicine for a variety of conditions, including seizures, headaches, and menopause symptoms. Today, European mistletoe is promoted as a treatment for cancer. In Europe, European mistletoe extracts that are given by injection are sold as prescription drugs. Yeah, unregulated homeopathic medicine. I mean, there may be something good about it, but kind of need to get that studied. Okay, one more. There it is. It's like the supplement market is pretty awful in terms of like making all kinds of claims that have not been tested. Europe's older than us, so it should know better too. Alright, there's a 2x2. Alright. I mean, there are things that have developed from herbal remedies. I mean, a lot of the first medicines did. Aspirin is acetylsalicylic acid. Salicylic acid is found in willows, which, of course, willow bark tea was a common herbal remedy for pain and stuff. So there are some things, but if we haven't, at this point, gotten some sort of medicine from mistletoe, I would kind of wonder if that's because it's more placebo than anything else. This is too many bags at once, Lego. Don't do this again. All right, another 2x2 plate. This is what building as a kid was like. You don't dump it all out, preferably into a box or something. All right, just to double check. No. I mean, it's not all dumped out. There's still other stuff, but this is like a the number of pieces that you get in some many classic sets. There it is. No, it's interesting. Sorry to go elsewhere with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Homeopathy is one of those things that gets my goat because my sister has fallen into that. I remember one time she linked to a professor who was decrying something, and she was like, look, it's a professor decrying this thing. This like, I don't know, a chemical or something like that. I don't think it was a drug per se. I think it was a chemical. And I looked up the professor. The professor was a professor of AI. Like, okay. That person probably knows as much about chemicals as I do. If not, obviously less. Gotta look beyond the actual letters on their name. To what they actually know. Yay for assembly lining these types of builds. There's a lot of pieces right on my table. Like, a lot. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Actual AI, not large language models. I'm sorry. This was before large language models were a thing. Large language model things have kind of taken over that terminology, and they really shouldn't. It leads into misthinking about them. Like, an actual professor of AI is trying to get actual machine learning, actual, like, thinking. Large language models are just predicted, very large, very powerful predictive text engines. And I think one of the reasons why people use, like, there's stories about people who, like, teachers especially, having students tell them wrong things that they found on a search engine, and the teacher asks them to show them, and they go to a large language model like ChatGPT. And I think the reason that people fall into that as being truthful and feeling more accurate than an actual, like, Wikipedia entry or something like that is that it emulates a dialogue. It emulates answering a question the way an actual person would, even though the information is wrong. No, it's not ease of use. I think it really is the fact that it seems to talk to you. Have I built an apothecary in one of these streams? Not exactly. There's a few builds that have had some apothecary-like features, like that Dreams Village. We did the Dreams Witch Raven thing that had a little witchy raveny, witchy hut that had potions and stuff. Right, the keyword is seems to, yes. That is the important caveat. But I think people fall into thinking that it's actually giving you real information because it speaks with confidence. Speaks. And that feels more like getting an answer to a question than a search engine does. A search engine finds you pages that are related. It doesn't actually answer questions. ChatGPT does answer questions, it just lies. Like, I don't know if there's been any studies on it, but that's kind of my feeling for why people end up using these, because it feels like it is answering your question the way a person would, even though the information is bunk. One thing you've learned is always double check your sources. Yeah, I mean, that's one reason why I think that Wikipedia is actually very good. Like, obviously, if you're writing a scholarly paper, you don't quote it. I mean, you don't cite it. But you can go to it and see what it is citing, look those up, and then cite those. I mean, obviously, read them yourself to make sure that they are saying what the Wikipedia page is saying, because I have found some things that the person who cited the thing was wrong. Like, they misunderstood. But the thing is that none of those pages directly answer your question. You basically have to ingest the information and answer it for yourself. And if someone is just looking for an actual person to say it is this, ChatGPT fools them into thinking that it's doing that. Never used any of that. Avoid it like a plague. Even skip over the AI overview and look for the real sources on Google. Yeah, and even then, like, at this point, first of all, while you can't turn that off, if you do go to the web, you know, if you go to a search result and then you go click on the web choice, whereas you have like shopping or images or something like that, that does get rid of the AI preview. But yeah, I mean, it's bad because it feeds false information, and I'm not going to straight up tell people not to use it if they are using it for fun. Like, if someone says that they feel it gives them inspiration for making D&D adventures, okay, whatever, I don't care. Like, I don't think you should do it, but I'm not going to stop you on that. I think it's a waste of resources. I think it's a waste of energy to do that, and it's just, like, super generic stuff. But at the same time, sometimes that's all people need. I mean, I have not really done anything super-duper rare or amazing in my D&D campaign. Things that, like, stand out as, wow, that's amazing, no one's ever done that before, or anything like that. And I'm not trying to, but at the same time, I'm not using ChatGPT to give me ideas. Because I have looked at it, and it's like, this is the most generic stuff ever. Howdy, Kinshir, how's it going? Well, I'm not saying that the mistletoe thing is wrong, per se. I'm saying that, like, because I'm not saying, like, that there's a difference between, There's a world of difference between the claim homeopathy makes about its treatments and cures versus the outright actual bullshit that ChatGPT can and oftentimes will do. Like, I think that there's a fair argument that ChatGPT might be able to make super duper generic, like, employment contracts kind of thing. But at the same time, I have seen a lawyer say that they were reviewing a contract for a client from another entity, and that other entity used ChatGPT, and ChatGPT put in a clause that was detrimental to their point of view, but beneficial to his client, so he didn't say anything. Because why would you? You know? And so that kind of makes me think that even in a situation like that, maybe it's not worth it. You know, because you like getting a machine to do something creative is not possible right now, and I don't think it is going to be possible anytime real soon. But automating busy work, that is something that computers can do. And if they really work at getting ChatGPT or other large language models to simply be a way to automate busy work of writing, like creating an employment contract template that you then modify based on any individual given need, I can see that being useful. But in general, so I mean, like, have you heard the stories about the lawyers getting sanctioned? And this has happened multiple times because they file a brief that cites a case that doesn't exist because they used ChatGPT to look up cases. You have not? Oh, wow. I mean, it's just like, I mean, yeah, everyone's news sources are different and everything like that. I was expecting that to have made a little bit bigger splash than I thought, apparently, which is fine. I mean, I'm just getting that from like people talking on social media, linking to news articles and stuff like that. I don't remember the specific situations, but it's happened a few times. Like, if you just Google lawyer sanctioned for using ChatGPT or something like that, you'll probably get some on-par results. So, like, again, and that's part of it is like, if someone is using the large language model to start a template for an employment contract or some other kind of like generic mass use contract, like, that's what it would be good for, not for a specific situation. Like, if I contracted you to go do something very, very specific that I'm not likely to get anyone else to do ever, that would be a bad use. But if I just need the basis of an employment contract, like I'm starting a new company and I'm going to hire 5 people, and I need a starting basis contract. I could see using ChatGPT to create the template and then going through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that everything works out, and then changing it individually to suit whatever given employee I'm hiring. I can see that being a reasonable use case scenario for it. One other thing that I can think of it being a decent use case scenario for is the sense it is basically a bullshit engine. If you are writing a book or a TV show or something like that, and you need a fake like a fake research paper to include, like, You don't want, it kind of like the equivalent of 555 phone numbers in old TV shows, or IP addresses that exist outside of the octet range. So you get like, 357 dot blah blah blah, an IP address that's not real, so that people don't actually go to these and flood it. Like 8675309, that phone number from the song, that is a real phone number in some places, and so people did actually get phone calls, and that was kind of a headache to people who had that. That's why television shows, basically created the 555 exchange, so that that kind of thing would never happen. So if you wanted to create, real sounding elements that are not real, I could see ChatGPT doing a decent job at that. Obviously, if someone is a professional writer, especially a screenwriter, I would kind of think that they would probably be able to do a decent job on their own, but different people have different fortes, so who knows. But that's kind of like the use cases that I can actually see argued for it. And even then, some of those are kind of real loose, and they don't, for the power usage needed and the expense of those machines, the servers and everything needed for that, it does not seem like that's worth it. Because folks just don't think anyone's willing to be observant anymore? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Apparently business doesn't agree with you on that. Well, it's like a bubble right now. And if you've got a business, AI, ChatGPT, you're trying to sell it, you're pushing it. But unless they can find a way to actually make money off of it, it'll eventually collapse. It'll be a bubble, and it'll eventually collapse, and it won't be able to succeed. Now, the big worry is what happens in the meantime. What happens if it collapses after creative people have been put out of business, That's one of the big problems with unrestricted Silicon Valley venture capitalism and that disruptive behavior, is that it damages old industries, existing industries and workers and stuff like that, and oftentimes is not feasible long term and ends up just being a thing that destroys a bunch of jobs, and then itself, once they're destroyed, turns out, it can't make a profit anymore, and it dies, leaving you in a bit of a desert. That's when I was talking about lawyers using chat. Well, yeah, no, some of that is people, those lawyers just not actually paying attention, thinking that buying into the hype, thinking that it's doing way more than it does. The AI is citing other AI. Yeah, so that's... Oh, actually, I don't need all of these. That is a funny thing, is that... especially the art AIs, there's so much AI art out there that it's starting to feed into the AI models and degenerate the results. That's one of the reasons, that's an actual good argument why they should be licensing actual art rather than stealing it. Just scouring the free art on the internet. Because if they actually licensed the art and had direct control over the inputs, then you would not get bad outputs. Of course, the problem is that they probably cannot function if they're not stealing. Like, they cannot make a profit, most likely, if they're licensing or hiring people to make art for it. All right, let's see. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4. So yeah, it's business logic. Why pay for stuff when you can steal the stuff using AI? Yeah, I mean that's part of it, and I mean they have very tortured logic of, you know, if you are a budding artist, you can go trace magazines or manga or something like that. Like, actually take a piece of paper and trace over the outlines and learn to do your art that way. The problem is that with their argument is that someone who is tracing other art is learning the process. They're not doing it and then immediately turning around and selling their tracings, generally. And they're doing the tracing to learn the process of art, of being an artist, whereas AI is not doing that. Like, AI is just copying it. Whereas once, you know, an artist, you know, they may start out doing the tracing, but they're also doing their own art on the side. You know, they'll take the tracing and then try to do their own thing, learn a style of their own. You know, even artists who can emulate other styles, like, you know, for example, now that Akira Toriyama is dead, has passed on, it's entirely possible that people he trained, or other people who just learned to emulate his style, will be hired to work on things that he used to do. Like, maybe, you know, someone else will start doing future Dragon Ball or Dragon Quest artwork and stuff like that, and it'll have a similar style. But there's always going to be subtle influences of the artists themselves, and that always gives them an opportunity to go their own direction. I mean, all kinds of things like that. And they're hired to do a thing, and they're skilled at doing a thing. They're not just rote copying and stuff like that. But yeah, it is like this element of entitlement to other people's creative outputs is what's kind of feeding a lot of it. Howdy, Sealan, how's it going? How long do I think it'll take for this bubble to burst? Oh, I have no idea. The sooner the better. I don't know that AI will ever, like large language models or the AI art will ever truly go away, but I do hope that it is discovered that it cannot do any of these things at scale and profitability and as a thing that people actually want. My worry is that places like Netflix, they don't look at their content as art. They look at their content as content. Which, you know, I say this as someone whose job description is content creator. But, like, to a certain extent, their ideal kind of position is people just turning on stuff, not really paying any attention to it, half watching it while they're doing dishes and stuff like that. So long as they're staying subscribed and stuff like that, and that kind of means that Netflix doesn't have to care about anything good anymore. They just have to have content. In theory, AI art cannot be copyrighted because no human work was involved, has not been tested in court. Yes. I would not put it past many members of the current court judiciary to ignore that and allow it to be copyrighted because they care more for the companies than people. But we shall see. But I do worry that places like Netflix will just churn out AI shows, AI written or fully created, just to have content, more content for the content gods kind of thing. Because even then, they don't really need to copyright it. They just need to have a constant churn. Gives Ald one free Mega Flare for Christmas as an early Christmas present. Woohoo! I know what I would Mega Flare. All the things. So the one thing that keeps me, like, not so negative, I mean, I'm, not so negative that I can't function kind of thing, which is something that I do worry about happening to me, I mean, is that nothing's permanent. Nothing is permanent except for a bug on the wall getting killed. That is permanent. That is pretty permanent. Situations are not permanent. Which I mean, that's no comfort to people suffering, but like, there is no political event in history that has been permanent. Kind of thing. Are stones permanent? Nope. Because they erode. So, like, existing artists may suffer from the advent of AI, but there will always be a need for human creativity so long as humans are actually alive. I think the only way that you would not have a need for human creativity is for humans to actually die. Die out, become extinct. Which, that would be pretty permanent for humanity, but other things would take our place. Sucks for us. But I mean, even on the short term, nothing's permanent. And that's both good and bad. the good stuff isn't permanent, which is why you need to constantly fight for it. Bad stuff isn't permanent, which is why you always need to fight against it. And you should never give up. You vote bears take over as rulers of the planet? No, no, the bears are already out to get us. Don't trust them. Don't trust them, man. They know what they did. I mean, complacency is one of the reasons why we are where we are, but... you know, the Writers Guild strike and the Directors Guild strike and the Actors strikes. And I think there was a Animators strike that may have just recently kicked off. I'm not sure. You know, all of those are things focusing on trying to, you know, fix these problems. Bear cubs are adorable, but they eventually turn into adult bears who just want to destroy us. There is a conspiracy. There's a bear conspiracy. I'm telling you. But no, that's why it's always important to stay involved, stay fighting, always aim for, and I mean, like, only do what you can do, of course. Like, that can mean just not crossing a picket line kind of thing. You don't have to get out there and join a picket line. Not crossing, that can be your work too, kind of thing. Not Crumpet. Crumpet would never destroy us. He's a bear. Alright, I gotta make 16 of these things. Okay. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. 16 of these. I'm not even sure how you would classify what berry is. Like, is Barry part of Ursula? Shouldn't they be one single biological life form in some manner or another? Right, but Lil Bunny, that's all just a plot to lull you into trusting them. So that you're taken by surprise when they strike. Bears, man. They're conniving. Multiple people plot with them. I don't know, I'm beginning to suspect that you might be plotting with them, Lil Bunny. I don't know. Oh, speaking of conspiracy theories, and not fake ones, but also stupider ones, the former governor of my state, who recently ran for a different office, posted a picture on social media about drones, overhead. Them drones, man. And, it was a freaking picture of Orion. He thought the stars in Orion were drones. So proud of my state for having elected him one time. Yeah, I mean, luckily he lost the race that he was going for, but still, like, good lord. I know, Bahamut. Like, imagine being that uninterested in things to not be able to recognize Orion, one of the most obvious constellations in the sky. And on top of that, like, I mean, he's a Marylander. I'm a Marylander. I know what's visible here in suburban Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. It's pretty much the same things that's visible inside D.C. Not that he lived in there, because he's a Marylander. But, like, if it's visible here, it's going to be visible pretty much everywhere else in Maryland, if not better, depending on where you are. And he doesn't recognize Orion. Just so freaking dumb. First time in his life he cared about the sky. Probably. But I mean, like, imagine being that disinterested in just, like, what's going on around you, to not even have paid attention. Not even as a kid? Like, I just cannot fathom it. Some folks are so stuck in the ground that they can't look above themselves. Oh yeah. I mean, that's a pretty reasonable description of him. Why was he elected? I mean, I didn't vote for him. All right, 4 more. Millennials are fine. You know, except one of them, unless one of them is an immediate relative of yours that you need to tease, like required by law to tease. So then millennials are not fine, and you should definitely tell them that. Sometimes you don't know what else to offer but ham. Ham is always a good choice. Ham. I do like ham. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got pretty thoroughly excoriated on social media for that dumbness. That was really the first I'd heard of the whole drone conspiracy thing. Imagine these people back during the War of the Worlds broadcast. Does my state have governor term limits? I think it does, but I don't know if that had anything to do with him not... I mean, he's not governor now. He hasn't been governor. Oh, there it is. He hasn't been governor for a little while now. But term limits are also bad. Just as a reminder, term limits are bad. Even when they serve to get good people out of... I mean, even when they serve to get bad people out of office, they're still bad. I mean, there's a conspiracy for everything. The question is always whether they get large enough to actually do anything. But that's also one of the less harmful ones, shall we say. Oops. Keep forgetting this one. There we go. All right. Since this one is already here, let's do that. I mean, there have been people who've thought things like that for a while. Yeah, it all, I mean, like, to a certain extent, it all boils down to whether or not it is a harmless or harmful conspiracy theory. We are unfortunately getting more and more harmful conspiracy theories rather than harmless ones. I think everyone prefers harmless ones. There are lunar quakes, yeah. I mean, the moon is not geologically active, but gravity can cause quakes too. So I believe the moon's quakes are caused by the gravity of the Earth, kind of thing. Flat Earthers mostly qualify as harmless. I had a cousin who fell into that. It can become less harmless, but like in the grand scheme of things, you know, like what are they going to do about it, you know? Obviously, like if one of them decides, all right, there's a vast conspiracy hiding the fact that the Earth is flat, and I'm gonna go kill someone over it, then yeah, okay, no longer harmless. I think I convinced her she was wrong. Is what I will say, Lel Bunny. I have not spoken with her in a while. Because I got off Facebook, and that was the only way that I had any contact with that portion of the family. Re-educated her. Yeah, that's... But she had a line that has, like, a question that has sat with me. And it kind of gets to how difficult it can be to correct some of these, like, really basic, you know, conspiracy theories that represent a real fundamental failure to understand knowledge, you know, certain knowledge elements, like real basic knowledge. And that was, she asked, what book can I read to learn about this? And it's like, what book can you read to learn about the Earth being round, not flat? You know, there isn't a specific book on it. There are books that mention it, but at the same time, like, you're kind of looking at elementary school textbooks. Right, it's considered common knowledge, so there isn't going to be a book about the world being round. There might be a book about how early, you know, early scientists discovered it, how people understood it. But at the same time, you can also get, like, you know, you're not going to get exactly how we know the Earth is round, because that's basic knowledge. No one needs a book about that, per se. Something like that, like even a history book about, you know, the Greeks who discovered, you know, who measured it and got pretty close to the circumference of the Earth. Was it Plutarch? It was one of the librarians of Alexandria. I don't know if it was Plutarch. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, it was Ptolemaic Egypt. Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes, that's who it was. Good dude. Awesome dude. Like, a book about him, super duper interesting. But again, it would be about him, not him discovering, you know, the circumference of the Earth. That would come up, but it wouldn't be about the circumference of the Earth. It's funny when you make jokes about traveling in an overworld map in video games. This world isn't round, it's a torus, but that's just because you and your moments like that are funny. I mean, like, I totally get why they make so many, especially JRPGs, but not only JRPGs, the world's toruses, because it's just easier to program. And even it being a torus in those games is not exactly accurate, because if you take, so this is a torus. Assume that it is, you know, fully curved. The inner circumference is significantly different than the outer circumference. So if you take it and unfold it, you're gonna have a map that you put out that is actually going to go like this. Like, if you unfold it into a flat, you're going to need cutouts, because the center This circumference is smaller than that. Didn't he use people who counted the steps to figure out how big the Earth was? No, Eratosthenes measured the angle of the shadows at the same time in 2 different places on the Earth. And he was very, very close to getting it spot on, like getting the precise number. Like, he was not using modern instruments, so that's basically why he was not able to get it perfect. But he got it within a few percentage points. Yeah, no, I don't know if a torus could exist on a planetary scale, short of an engineered situation, because I would think that the gravitational forces would be pretty tremendous on it. Wait a second. That needs to go out. Sure, we'll grab that whole thing. Like, I'm not sure what would happen on the inner surface. Would you be able to walk on the inner surface? I don't know how gravity works in that kind of situation. I suspect it would collapse the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, like an actual flat world, disk world type shape, not really possible. Again, yeah, like you could probably engineer a torus. There are, you know, one of the proposed island spaceship designs is a torus, but you walk on the inside of that circumference and you look up at the top kind of thing. So you don't walk on the outside. Because it's based on centrifugal force rather than gravity holding you in. Furry family are in mood to cuddle. It's cute, but you're trapped. Well, nothing we can do about it. You're trapped. Those traps cannot be disarmed. So I've not had any dark... I don't think I've had any dark greens of these. Maybe a few. I think there was a YouTube video talking about a torus planet. They said that it would be unstable and want to collapse into a sphere. Right, it would want to collapse into a sphere. That's the big thing. Oops, I actually want to turn this 1/8. Right, but that's why I get to. It's one of the things that I like about Spelljammer and D&D Fantasy Physics. You don't have to worry about something wanting to collapse into a sphere. It doesn't happen. Because gravity doesn't work that way. So there's no worry about collapsing into a sphere. Unless you want it to. If you want a planet to be unstable because of gravity, then sure, fine, that works. You can do that. If you don't, if you like the idea of a torus or a flat world or a cubical world or some other polyhedron design, there you go. You got it. I mean, the Spelljammer party is going to be stopping off at the world of Ginsel in Spelljammer in Gray Space soon, and that's a crescent world, so polyamorous hedrons, polycule hedrons. Would it happen if you had a planet that was a Taurus, specifically the weather, gravity, what you'd see standing somewhere, and plate tectonics? Yeah, I mean, like, you can have all of that be pretty accurate in a D&D world and just be like, the one thing, you know, it's like, all other things being equal, have a Taurus world kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, go ahead and link that if you can find it. Realistic plate tectonics, which are not necessary but can be something that people want, and that is perfectly fine, of course, is one of the harder things to do in a fantasy world. You know, plate tectonics, weather, geology, that kind of thing. It can be pretty difficult to do. Because it's so complex. Okay. Turn them all inward. There we go. Now we get some more here. So yeah, like I'm a big proponent of only have what realistic elements you want on your fantasy world kind of thing. Otherwise, ignore them. And do like I'm not a rule of cool person for gameplay. Like I don't let things happen just because of rule of cool. It still has to be sensical, shall we say. But I do want things that are visually appealing. So, like, when my players get into a new crystal sphere, I describe most of the planets, certainly the big ones, because it's like the question of, if you get into a system with planets from twice the distance from the outermost planet, so like, if you got into the stellar space of our solar system at twice the distance from Neptune as Neptune is from the Sun, what would you see? You would see nothing. You would see a slightly brighter star than all others. You might see a couple little bright stars of a few of the planets. But basically, you wouldn't be able to tell that you were in a solar system visually. You know, there's some like the Voyager family portrait, I believe it was, where they turned one of the Voyagers on its way out of the solar system around to get a picture of like most of the planets. They're just dots. They're just little dots. And that's kind of no fun. Coming into a new crystal sphere that may have all kinds of wacky planetary shapes and stuff like that. It was like a barely blue dot. Because it was about, like, it seemed like a star. A bright star. But a star nonetheless. And I want the planets to look like planets. Oh boy. Alright. Let's see, these are at slight outward angles. 8 of these. Actually, no, they're not. Wait, no, they're a little, very, very tiny. Less foliage than you expected for a wreath? I mean, we're not done. Planet starts off and has 2 red dwarf suns. Yeah, so, like, there's all kinds of things that would come from having, you know, that might come from having a red sun or something like that. But in a fantasy setting, yeah, you don't have to figure that out if you don't want to. It can just be, you know, the same, but a red sun in the sky as the real world. That's fine. All right, Seelan, have a good rest of your night. Thank you very much for coming on out. You're going to add a giant blue sun, but you was like, nope. You're like, nope. I had a, one of the crystal spheres that the party went into had a blue sun. When connected in sequence, the Lego flower stem elements make for perfectly pointy pine needles. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. All right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does Spelljammer have an anglerfish in it, like a ship type? There's a fan one, but not a cannon one. Let's go for the same on all of these. Funniest thing would be to do in real life if you somehow became immortal and that made a pure oxygen star and then made a solar system around it just out of boredom. Oh, you mean a monster version? No. No. But one of the nice things about Spelljammer is that you can absolutely easily put one in. Like, I had a crystal sphere that the party ended up in where everything was a cave complex. And I had giant, monstrous spiders and bats to attack that attacked their ship, like ship-sized. There we go. So there's one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should probably just put these in any which way. I mean, you would have to make up your own stats and everything. But you can also take something else, like other creatures, and modify them very easily. Bats in a crystal cave system? No, not a crystal cave. A crystal sphere, which is how all of the systems in Spelljammer are. But basically think of a planet-sized cave. Or at least asteroid-sized cave. It was a Dragon Magazine article that had some interesting fishy threats like anglerfish and death minnow. Yeah. I do remember that that article. The death minnow, I feel like it was from a different article. Because they did get... The death minnow, at least, I think, got added in one of the Monstrous Compendium annuals. But yeah, like you could use the Kindori's hit points and Thaco and movement and stuff like that. Although it should probably have a an SR movement. Although it would be luring things in, so maybe not. And then maybe take an anglerfish monster and change its hit points damage into hull point damage or something. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else then. It has been a while since I read that because it was like deep sea creatures, and I have not run a deep sea adventure in ever. Not out of any reason that, you know, other than just it never came up. Could you have a pure anything star? I mean, because the nature of the nuclear reactions would be changing the materials from one thing to another. To be fair, some of these ideas stick on you with certain things. You can see them like an elephant. Yeah, no. I mean, I think like a monstrous compendium sheet for a new monster that is just a giant space anglerfish in the Wild Space magazine, that'd be pretty cool. Howdy, Vigastry, how's it going? Yeah, but wouldn't that have to be a young star? Star that has not gone through most of its fuel? I don't know. I don't know that much about stellar mechanics anymore. It has been a while since astronomy class. That particular element never interested me that much, and we probably didn't go into it too much either. You don't think a silicone star... Silicone star... Wait. I think you're mixing up two different terms there, Bahamut. From what Vigistry did. Silicone, okay. I was like, threw me off there for a second. I love exploring the worlds in Starflight 2 and just seeing what they're made of and stuff like that. Ooh, nitrogen, oxygen, atmosphere. Ooh, water lithosphere. Ooh, gravity in the optimal range. Oh, very violent weather. Never mind. I guess I can't recommend this one. Yeah, there may have been one like that. I cannot remember all of the details, but there are some interesting things. So many that are so close. Alright, let's go ahead and start turning. There we go. Alright, spare parts, a bright green and a dark green 3-stem plant piece. Okay. The underside of Fraser fir needles has a bluish tint represented here by sand green palm leaf elements. A new color for this classic LEGO element that first appeared in 1989. Which I guess means that they have made the dark green before. Although, I do want to say, this particular piece did not appear in 1989. Phone is near death, so you must depart. All right, have a good rest of your night, Lord Canis. Thank you very much for coming on out. And the reason is that the original 1989 palm leaf piece was about 25 to 33% larger. Do not fill an indoor pool with dry ice. I mean, it's fine. Have a little fun. Live a little. Alright, so I need 8 of these. And 4 of these. 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you did, you'd certainly live a little if you did. Yeah, see? You know, live a little, like I said. Who needs functional plumbing? Right, exactly, you know? It's just a crutch. Alright, so there's one. Is this build part of the building? No, we are building a wreath. The building is only on Friday nights. It's Christmassy time, so we're doing some Christmassy stuff. Okay, and finally, our fourth one. What's the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack on? I don't have that set yet. I will one day. Alright, there we go. So these go on... ones with these elements there, so... Oops. There we go. That time of year, we listen to H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, A Very Scary Solstice. I don't actually know that. I've never actually read anything by Lovecraft or anything, like, of the greater Lovecraftian community, shall we say. Alright, 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's beginning to look a lot like Fishmen. Now, don't call out the deep ones. Do you have the Monster Encyclopedia, but that's kind of it? I figure most of the monsters have made it into D&D in some form or another already. Yeah, Cape Sword, it's... It's unfortunate when, like, there's actual good art done by or inspired by bigotry like that. Wait, that's not the right thing. This one. It's a really sticky situation when it also, like, brings actual joy to people, and then, you know, the good parts of it kind of thing. How does one D&D a Yog-Sothoth? Isn't that one of the deities, though? One of the gods? Rather than a creature? Alright. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this clipped on here. Well, but isn't it actually a deity? Like, again, I'm mostly going by bits and pieces here and there. And the Cthulhu mythos was in the original Deities and Demigods. Apparently they finally got permission to put Cthulhu back in D&D, though. So I think he's mentioned in the 5th edition material. Well, a deity should not be a high-tier monster. There should be a clear delineation between monsters and deities, just because you should not be able to kill a deity. Dealing with a deity should be something that you are doing as more of a role-playing thing rather than a role-playing thing. Right, but there was a, like, they had, apparently TSR was under the impression they had a spoken agreement with Chaosium, I think, is the company that had Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. And then they were like, no, you do not have a vocal agreement with us. Take that out. So they had to reprint the book without it. I suppose it might be in the public domain now. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me if it's in the public domain. Probably old enough. Some of it, at least. There we go. Alright, so these go on the same ones. There we go. So 4 of those Some species of magnolia are evergreen, making their leaves perfect for year-round arrangements. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the 8 of these. Well, I just remember someone telling me that in 5th edition, Cthulhu was now listed amongst the potential patrons, for, like, warlocks or something like that. It's not too bad. I have OCD, but I guess it depends on the OCD of the individual. A little randomness in this sort of thing is actually pretty good. Make it look a little bit more natural. Glad it promotes randomness. Your furry jailers still restrain you. Well, unfortunately, Kinshir, you've been sentenced to it. Call of Cthulhu was written in 1926, thus entered the public domain as of January 1st, 2022. However, the game company Chaosium owns the intellectual property related to the shared Lovecraftian mythos pantheon. Yeah, so you could use Cthulhu, but not things from the later books and things. All of Lovecraft's works are public domain. All right. Yeah, but they wouldn't have been in 1980. Oh, it was funny. There was a discussion on another Discord server about some stuff, like the origins of some things, and like I mentioned that the old Legends and Lore had an Egyptian deity named Apshai that I did finally discover is from an old translation of the Book of the Dead. I have not compared it with a more recent translation, but I should. So I don't know exactly what it means in a more recent translation kind of thing. But I was commenting on that we still don't know what the origin of Druaga was in the Babylonian mythology, and someone was like, it's from a video game, meaning the Tower of Druaga, except that was 1984, and Legends and Lore put that in 1980, or Deities and Demigods Encyclopedia, I should say, because it was that version. So I was like, what, did Gygax have a time machine? Is that what you're saying? Tower of Druaga, got it from D&D. Oh, I did the version that was in Tales of Destiny. So I know. There's a lot of things that are very much God dang it moments in that. How are you supposed to know these things? God dang it. Alright, a brown carrot top as our spare piece here. Alright, bag number 7. Alright, let's go ahead and sort out. We got 4 more sand green leaves. $28 dark green. Fun thing about these is because they have these tubes here, you can stack them like this and get a nice differentiated design. You could do something like this to get a bit of a staggered roof look. Should do that sometime. Make an actual like palm tree leaf roof building. Okay, so make 2 more of these. Nice thatch roof cottages for your trogdor build. There we go. So make 4 of these. Howdy, Shield of Hope. How's it going? Alright, so we got 2 of those so far. Here's our 3rd. I'm actually going to get the carrot top piece in first. I think that'll be a little bit easier. It is tight. They've always been pretty tight. Like getting these onto and then off the palm tree top elements. Whew, boy. One of the worst. One of the worst experiences. It's just a pain in the butt. Teeth time? No, that is most definitely not teeth time. That is one of the clearest times that teeth destroys the bricks. Alright, so there's our 4 elements there. And we get these in. we go. Alright. So we get our 4 of the sand green ones. Am I going to hang this on my door? No. I don't really decorate for the holidays. Plus, I wouldn't want someone stealing it. Honestly, like, this is not a cheap Lego set. I mean, it's not expensive either, but it's not cheap. You'd guess it'd fall apart after just a few door closings? No, it's pretty solid. Parts might come off, I suppose, but most of them should be pretty solid in there. I mean, I don't think anyone would steal it, but I also didn't think anyone would steal my car, so, you know. Yeah, there's really nothing loose in these. 100% on Lego site? What do you mean? Don't keep it in your car, then. Well, I got a steering wheel lock on my car now. But also, if I kept it in my car, it might not actually be that bad right now, but in the summer, this stuff would melt. Or at least deform. And I'm not even kidding. Oh, $100. Yeah, so, yeah, it's not cheap. I mean, I got it on sale. But still, it's not cheap. They don't fuse. They don't fuse. That's not how it would work. They would deform. I knew someone who accidentally left a Lego model in their car on their dashboard and then took a picture of it afterwards. I can't really find it because this was like over 20 years ago. But yeah, it was busted. You didn't think someone would steal the tires off your bike as a kid either? Yeah. I mean, Crescen's had his airbag stolen. Literally broke into his car and took the airbags. Because apparently there was like an airbag recall. So aftermarket prices have shot up or something. It's pretty crappy. It's pretty crappy. Going on with you. There we go. Left a Bratz in your car as a forgotten kit bashing experiment, and that thing just turned into a you can't explain. Yeah, no, it's I can imagine. I can imagine. Like, that's the thing. Cars get really expensive. I mean, not expensive. Hot. Very different word there. Very different word. They get very, very hot. That's why it's so dangerous to leave an animal or a baby inside the car. Yeah, but that's not what I was getting at. I mean, the funny thing is, like, Tesla, Elon Musk, was like, LCD screens are actually really cheap. Why do car LCD screens cost so much? I'm not going to get car ones that have been tested for being inside a car. I'm going to get standard ones. Well, wouldn't you know, most Tesla vehicles that have those have had to get multiple ones replaced. Because they're not getting screens that are designed to stand up to the temperatures that cars get to. Because its head and its body were made of different materials, each decayed at their own ways. Yeah. I can imagine. Right, the reason you get ones for that are tested for being inside very expensive and vibration-y vehicles is because then you don't have to constantly replace them out of pocket from the company under warranty. All right, bag number 8. Mmm, delicious orange slice. I have such an urge to make a spaceship that is like the Orange Julius or something like that and uses this as cockpit windows. I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy. But I want to. Kept it in there just to see how far it would go for science. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to do it for science. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That would require me to get lots and lots of parts out, Bahamut. I could do it in Studio. Yeah, but the memes. I understand, but that's effort. And it's not just the effort of building the thing. Which I like... One of the reasons why I probably won't... I mean, if I run out of things to actually build on screen, maybe. But one of the reasons why I probably won't do mock building is because there's a lot to mock building that is just trying stuff out and then just absolutely scrapping it. Printed transparent orange satellite dish elements replicate the translucent quality of dried orange slices. These really do not seem dried to me, but... Like, this looks juicy. This looks juicy to me. I could definitely also see this being used as like a billboard in a Lego town. I mean, it might be juicy fruit. It's not rectangular, though. Okay. Where are my elements? Okay, there we go. Oh, we'll get holly berries. Yeah, I've never seen orange slices either. It makes me wonder if it's a European thing. Okay. I suppose it doesn't really matter where I put them. Is that... one over here. Let's try putting that in there like that, and there we go. Put the other one down here. This reminds you of Christmas as a kid because it was the one time of the year your parents would get mandarin oranges. I wonder if it was an in-season, out-of-season thing. Okay, next up. 1, 2, 3. Get one of those. One of those. And there we go. All right, and then these. All right. Yeah, maraschino cherries were definitely a more seasonal thing, but I think they were expensive, so that might have been part of it. Mandarin oranges might have been more expensive at the time, too. I don't know. I mean, you live in Alaska. I could see them being expensive. Alright, some gray half bushings. Right, that's kind of what I was getting at, Bahman. It is a shame, though. There we go. Alright, and then we top them with steering wheels. You know, that old holiday standard steering wheels in your decorations. Alright, we got 3 red 4L bars. I am glad that milk is not that expensive down here. Although, who knows? H1N1 may make it really super duper expensive. Alright, this kind of looks like a laser gun. Like, or some sort of antenna array. Might have to use that idea. Set your laser thing to pew-pew. Exactly. Those are sad-looking pine cones? Well, hold your horses. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. I mean, you're welcome to let your horse run free. I'm just saying. You might want to hold on to him. And we get dark brown caps, kind of Depression era caps. I don't know what these, what this style is actually called. Wait, those are pine cones? Yeah, they're pine cones. That is what we're making. They're going to be pine cones. You didn't think they were? Now it kind of looks like a weird alien monster sticking its tongue out. But how do they have breakfast soup without milk? With milk being so expensive, that's so sad for them. It's already got orange slices in it. Who knows what would come next? Pine cones are pretty common around here, at least. I have never seen orange slices. Pine cones, I have. So I haven't gotten any of these hats in dark brown before, so that's pretty cool. Man, imagine being denied breakfast soup because milk is so expensive. It's so sad. Missing out on the joys of breakfast soup. Being able to bask in the deliciousness, sugary goodness of breakfast soup. Milk came in those weird red or blue boxes or canned milk. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The preserved milk. Ultra super duper homogenized. Pasteurized, that kind of thing. Alright, there we go. Next up. 3 1x1s with 5 studs. Guess they do more porridge breakfast cereals like oatmeal. I mean, I suppose. Missing out on the good stuff like apple cinnamon Cheerios. Oh, it's so sad. Or even better, cornflakes! Message was considered hostile? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that a Twitch thing on your end, Vigistry? Oh, okay, I suppose I can see. Yeah, that's still, like, read the room, Twitch. I'm not calling anyone a name. You have a weakness for breakfast soup and combination pizza. I mean, as we've learned, breakfast soup is superior. Darn tootin'! Alright, let's see. So the studs are in between the curved elements of the hat. There we go. Breakfast soup is the most harmful conspiracy theory? Well, that's just crazy talk. Because breakfast soup isn't a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. Pizza with tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, green and red peppers, mushrooms, and nice spices. But what about ham? Cereal is breakfast soup. Unless it's dry. Then it's not breakfast soup. Alright, there is our pine cone. One of them. I wasn't talking about ham and cereal. I was talking about ham on pizza for Cape Sword. Got your wires crossed. Wait, which 80s gem, Vigistry? It's not a great pine. It's a small pine cone. It's a great pine cone. It's cute. Oh, I was not referencing that. I'll take it, though. It was not intentional. There's a second pine cone. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I know the song. I just was not intentionally referencing that. No, my go-to reference for them is Walking in L.A. Looks like we have an extra one of those brown curved angled slope tiles. I don't have to intentionally reference anything, you're gonna catch it. Your mind imagines ham and Cocoa Puffs. Hey, that's not my fault. I was not referencing that. I was talking about ham on pizza. The pine cone of the Scots pine, or Scotch pine, has scales that feature a small protuberance resembling the button on the top of a newsy cap. That's adorable. It's a little floaty in some places. Let's get this guy in here. You eat Braxton's player on a pizza? Wow, he must be able to regenerate. There we go. All right. Got our pine cones on. Okay. Next up, we've got 2 remaining dark green leaves that it looks like it's going to use. You knew I would make a joke like that? I mean, it's required. I mean, it's kind of related to how when pizza's on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime. When Big Mac's on a pizza, you can have Big Mac anytime. Wait, that seems extremely disturbing. I'm definitely going to have to bring that up with him. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, yep. There we go. Some clips on there. And then more pine needle elements. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 green ones. Actually, this might be standard green, not bright green. When local chain does breakfast pizza, it's tolerable. I usually just go for breakfast sandwiches if I can. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 2 green ones. Okay, and these should be going on opposite sides. I'm not sure if I got these. Yes, I think I did. All right, this one in here. This one over here. Not exactly the opposite sides, but it's fine. Alright, so spare parts. We've got a 4L bar in red, a 3L bar in brown, friction pin, 1x1 beam, brown 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud, gray half bushing, and dark brown 2x2 curved angle slope, double angle slope. Okay, bag number 9 for our last bag to wrap up the wreath. There's a lot of balls in here. Oh shoot, I could use this to make like a Lego ball pit. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay. So let's see. Okay. We are making 3 of these, so... Yep, alright. Okay, there's one. Got a, got our cinnamon sticks here. There's 2. And a 3. Actually. it looked wrong. The mold mark in the right place. Alright. So then, make the rest of the cinnamon sticks, which again, cannot say that I've ever seen in a wreath. I think I would rather, you know, eat the cinnamon sticks. Maybe that's me. Or at least make something with the cinnamon sticks. I don't know if I'd want to eat the cinnamon stick. I've never actually had a cinnamon stick. I imagine that could be a little bit too undiluted cinnamony. There we go. There's one. Might be doing a lot of stuff that's European. I don't know. This time of year, the grocery stores have so much cinnamon decorations that you get hungry walking in. Their evil plan bears fruit. I do love me some good cinnamon. It is one of my favorite flavors, at least. Not I don't like the cinnamon candy. That stuff where it was like actually hot. That I never liked. But cinnamon toast, you know, where you're getting cinnamon sugar. So good. Simply delightful. The smell of cinnamon. Delightful. It was interesting and fun biting into the sugarcane plant. Huh. I've never had one before. Not as sweet as you'd think it would be? Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. I kind of expect most of it to require processing to be super duper sweet and tasty. I mean, even most fruit is not as sweet as, like, candies. Or pure sugar. There we go. Alright, so we got our cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon stick comes from the dried inner bark of a cinnamon tree. In ancient times, the spice was considered more valuable than gold. That I do not blame them for. It is super duper tasty. There we go. Got our cinnamon sticks in there. Not sure what it's saying to move, but whatever. Okay. Now we have... Let's see, we've got the 6 stem plants in dark brown, which I don't know that I've had in dark brown before. There we go. And so many ball joint pieces. Look at all of these ball joint pieces. So many. Okay, some of them went under here. Get them out. Oh, I said get them out. There we go. All right. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and we get lime green. We got light lime green balls with lime green 1x1 plate flowers. And get them on there. Then we get 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 15. All right, so 15 white balls. Get back up there. It does make me want to make a ball pit. A Lego ball pit. Put some minifigs in there, the balls all around. Make sure that the hole is always facing something else, so... that part isn't seen, and you can even use that to hold some of them in place strategically. There we go. And then we get white balls on here to make little berry clusters. I don't know what kind of berries these would be with white ones. And I assume the green one is like over or under ripe. Ooh, poison. Yeah, I wouldn't need white berries either. I think so. They're the ones with like if you get too close, they're thorny. Do you take damage, Cape Sword? They're also red, not white, so... They look mint-flavored? They might be. They might be. Okay, so we got the white ones. Now, take the 3 dark blue ones. Nope, come back here. Berries are really good and really bad at the same time. Alright, so blue ones. That's 5. 8. 10. 12. and 15. All right. So once again, dark blue flower pieces. Really hard to harvest at the same time, yeah. I wonder if water harvesting is the best way to do it. Yeah, they're a pretty poor food source. Good early on. If you're in the in that biome, they can be pretty nice if you can harvest them without murdering yourself. There's a bit of variety in the mistletoe berries coloration. I don't know if these are... I don't know what the blue ones are. Lunatastic, bringing us a raid. Let me get you a shout out there. How's it going, folks? We are making a wreath. You became a hand puppet? Raiders hides a good silver. Just make sure you leave out the +2 axe, Kinshear. Because Raiders should always be able to get the +2 axe. So what were you up to, Lunatastic? I have no idea how you became a hand puppet, so please do share. While I make berries that are definitely not poisonous. Definitely not poisonous. No siree, not poisonous at all. What about the +2 shield? Is there a +2 shield in Crusader Kings 2 from that event? I don't think so. Joke model, literally a hand puppet. Even have a tiny little coffee. Aw! Like an actual little hand puppet for yourself? Aw, that's adorable. Alright, there's our blueberries. I don't think they're blueberries, but they're blueberries. And we have some of the new orange shade. A reddish orange. Oh, you're just referencing D&D. Got it. I was referencing Crusader Kings 2. Were you playing some more Dragon Quest tonight? Alright, now we have all of the red berries. Just chatting. Ah, okay. That's always fun. It's kind of what these streams end up being. Wait. Had to show off the chaos. Speaking of puppets, I could show off the galleon punching puppet I got with I think it was Lunar 2 Eternal Blue, which I should probably sell both of those sets because the special editions I have, they're worth a lot. Tasty Lego berries. No, Mad Martin, don't eat them. They're not brains. They may look like brains of little tiny creatures, but they're not. They're bad for you. They have no brain goo. brain goo. But you need a side of Lego berry sauce to put on the brains? Well, but you're not going to be able to sauce these. They're not saucy. Not saucy. Like hell you can't. Look, Saucy the Not Sauce Sprite says you can't. Not saucy. I don't know what to tell you. Alright. So then we put on a few, and we have, as spare parts, we've got a lime, dark red, and dark blue 1x1 plate flower. Okay, so we can put on the white ones, we can put on the blue ones. I choose the red ones, though, because that is most appropriate for where I live. Where the heck are they putting them, though? On these? Yeah, I think so. I feel like I need more foliage coverage here. Alright. There we go. There we go. And there we go. All right. And so we have spare berries, depending on if we want to put them on or not. They're like molecules. You can make Mr. DNA. All right, vibrant red winter berries provide an important source of food source for berries for birds through the winter season. Okay, let's go through the garland section. See if they have any other little fun notes. I would like to see some notes about the other berries, because I do not know what the other berries are supposed to be. It does not. Alright. Rude. I do not know what the other berries are supposed to be. The blue ones and the white ones. Alright, well. This is harder to pick up, because so many of the leaf elements are right there on the edge. If I was going to keep it a little bit longer, I would probably try to work more at making sure that the leaf pieces are covering stuff. Like, my camera cannot pick up the whole wreath at one time, though. Yeah, it's really easy for them to start, like, flipping out that way, kind of thing. So, you know, don't get them angry. They might flip out. But that is the wreath. We can go ahead and... Oh, yeah, and I can't lean it like this either because of the leaves. Where do I put it? Where do I put it while I do minifigs? I don't know. I don't know. Kind kind of feel like I should put one of these berries over here. It feels a little bit... there is a hanging mechanism on the back, but I don't have anywhere to hang it right now, and I'm not keeping it together. I mean, A, it's seasonal, and B, I get these things mainly to build and not to display. So, all right. Well, for now, let's go ahead and put it to the side and hope that I don't pop anything off. In the meantime, there we go. All right. Careful, careful. Ald must build. Build it all. I want to build everything. Maybe not everything. I'm okay not building the 4+ sets. Some of them. Some of them are cute. All right. You like that about Lego? Building is therapeutic? Indeed it is. Although, hunching over can definitely leave a crick in my back. All right, let's get some minifigs. We are almost done with this set. I firmly believe that I am out of certain of the minifigs, because we definitely should have finished by now. I need my dice. Needs my dice. Okay. All right, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I start getting too many figs that we've already gotten, I am probably just going to put this one aside and end it. I wanna see if I can get some sealed ones for the ones that we didn't get yet. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. There we go. What do we not have? We do not have the Gingerbread Man, which would be pretty awesome to get. There should be 4 of them in this pack, which means we should have gotten one by now. Absolutely, 100% should have gotten one of these by now. And the other one is the Islander, which is not the minifig that I want the most out of this set, but probably number 3. Like, in terms of my hierarchy of this set, Lederhosen Lady, number 1. Scarecrow, number 2, because I'm a fan of pitchforks. And then Islander, number 3. Barbarian, number 4. Probably Bobby, number 5. I don't know about the rest. Time for a ham donation. Ham. Let's roll my die to see what I generate. 15. I don't think there are any more Bobbies. 12. All right. Sacks. We'll see if there's any sacks on the internet. Let's see. Vigistry and Ice Oven going for 6. That would be the Gingerbread Man. 3 for Bahamut. That would be Lederhosen Lady, which, according to my information, there shouldn't be any, but we also got more of the Grandma than we should have. Not a Rogue AI 11. That would be Scientist Lady. Doctor Lady. Did I miss any others? I would not know, Vigistry. First guess is a Minotaur Holiday Ornament Designer and a Leonin Hot Dog Eating Champ. All right, just a few seconds remaining. Let me go ahead and get my timer all ready. All right, timer is ready. Predictions are in. And go. That's a head. Okay. 15.23. And that is the mountain climber. Rock climbing, Joel. Bullywug swim instructor. Why are you not using your flipper feet to swim? Sir, I don't have any. Well, that's not my fault. All right. That is correct. So that was 15.23. Let's go ahead and choose that prediction. Within 20 seconds, complete that prediction. And Bahamut, Vigistry, and Zashal getting the hams. Very nice. Very nice. Big payout there. Shield of Hope and Ice Sovereign going for 20 to 50. Kinshir and Lel Bunny going for 50 to 60. And Lunatastic dropping a nice big chunk of ham on no for some redistribution. Look at the future Lithid minifig. Hey man, that's not cool. I'm just up here training so I can eventually go to K2. K2, the mountain that wants to kill you. Yeah, man. Don't be like a buzzkill talking about eating my brain. I remember watching the movie Vertical Limit recently, which had an Australian actor in it. The same actor who starred as Walt Longmire in Longmire, and sounded so wrong, him speaking with an Australian accent. Even though he's Australian, it sounded so wrong to me. There's our rock climber. No back printing, unfortunately, but a neat rope element, which is soft plastic, wiggly, and a pickaxe. I don't know why they didn't bring back the ice pick tool. That would make so much more sense for a mountain climber rather than a gigantic pickaxe. Maybe he wants to do some prospecting up there. I don't know. He looks underprepared. Okay. Yeah, man, it's just K2. It's not Everest. I could totally do it. Alright. There's a lot of people who are dead on K2. Like, a lot. Alright. Let's roll a d6. Alright, 2. So that is over here. So d20. Alright. That is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright, which monster are we going to get? And can I guess it? Let's start the prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in! Let's see what we get with our own die roll. That is an 8. It was an 8. I bumped the sheet. So that would be the zombie cheerleader. An Illithid self-help guru. Bahamut and Ice Sovereign going for 11. That would be the skeleton costume guy. I don't know if there are any more in there. We've gotten 3. But then again, I think these sets might have a 2-4-6 rather than a 3-4-5 setup. 7 for Mad Martin, rolling a Bahamut. That would be the Spectre. 9 for Vigistry. That would be Tiger Lady. Lel Bunny wants the Gargoyle. Nadarogai getting a 5 for the Plant Man. Lunatastic, 10. That would also be the Gargoyle. Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? And what will it be? Second guess is a Minotaur Gingerbread House Kit creator, who ends up eating all of his kits instead. A Minotaur Gargoyle. Leonin Mountain Hiker. Not a climber, just a hiker. Just a hiker. I mean, at least he's a cat, so he'll always land on his feet if he falls. Unless someone puts some buttered bread on his back. With the butter side sitting, out, of course. Although in that case, maybe he's not a cat, and it wouldn't work. It's a good question. All right, few seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Cat Toast Infinite Energy. I did make a Buttercat drive out of Lego many, many years ago. It was very noisy. It used a very noisy motor. It was adorable, though. It was very adorable. All right, predictions are closed, and go. Get your bet in for free ham. All right, what is that piece? That is a... Okay, that narrows it down to 2. Okay. 18.96. I do believe that we have another Banshee. Do believe we have another Banshee. Am I hearing people outside, or am I hearing geese? I don't know. It is the Banshee. All right. So, that was 18.96. Is free ham like free money? Yes. Yes, it is. Choose the outcome within 20 seconds. Complete that prediction. All right. Bahamut getting all of the hams. All of the hams going to Bahamut. Kinshir, Ice Oven, and Vigistry going for 20 to 50. Lel Bunny going for 50 to 60. And Lunatastic. More redistribution at no. Giving all of those hams to Bahamut. She heralds the Rock Climber's doom. I love this hairpiece, though. It's transparent. It's so textured that it's a little hard to see, but... There we go. We have our Whalen Banshee. And I love the, this piece for the legs. Very cool. Love this minifig. Probably one of my favorites in this set. Probably one of my favorites in all of the sets, really. When you get right down to it. It is very cool. A very cool minifig. All right, let's actually do that. That's a little bit better. All right, so that is our second Banshee. I think that the Spectre uses the same leg piece as well, but I'm not positive since we haven't gotten one. All right. She looks pained. I mean, she is wailing. She is wailing. All right, and the final minifig for the night. D&D minifigs. And this is we've already moved all of the top ones down to the bottom at this point. All right, 3, so we are on the top register. D10, that is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got nothing to refill with at the moment. All right, let me get out my scale. We are not going to roll just yet. I'll put the 1 there. But let's get another prediction going. Can all guess what is inside the minifig box? Can I guess it? Will the die roll be correct? Will the weight be correct? Or will all of them be wrong? Let's get on to the scale, the weight list. So we have gotten all of Zostom, we've gotten all of the Tiefling, and we've gotten all of the Dwarf. So 3 of these we've gotten all of. We have not gotten any Aarakocra, we've not gotten any Lady of Pain, but we've gotten at least one of every other. So, Bahamut, 11. You need to re-roll, Bahamut. 10 for Vigistry, that is a Lady of Pain. 3 for Ice Sovereign and Not a Rogue AI. You need to re-roll because that is a Tiefling. 12 for Ice Oven, that would be Tasha. 10 for Bahamut, that would be the Lady of Pain. And also not a rogue AI, Lady of Pain. Alright, let me get my scanner up. Third guess is a Minotaur Mistletoe Grower. And he'll be very popular with the druids. Alright, 50 seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. Leonin Rock Concert Singer. See, a Minotaur Mistletoe Grower works for D&D because of druids, but Rock Concert Singer, not quite cutting it there at Bahamut. It'll be another Sauce Tom. He's already sauced out. He's already sauced out, Mad Martin. Can't be. There's only 3 of each in this. I guarantee it. I know, because I had to check to weigh them all for the other set. Can never be too saucy. He'd be a bard, works perfectly fine. There's no rock. There's no rock in D&D. No concerts, really, either. All right. Predictions are closed. Okay, first, let's go ahead and shake it. All right, there's definitely a lot of pieces. I'm not hearing too many things that roll. I'm going to say it is the halfling. What? No, not the halfling, because I do not hear a cloak. I'm going to say Tasha. I'm going to say Tasha. All right. Roll my die. 10. So the die is Lady of Pain. And the scale... at 1992. That's looking like Tasha. That is looking like Tasha. 1991. Do we have any others close to that? Not really. 2009 for the halfling, though. That's kind of close. But I'm going to say that the weight is also Tasha. All right. Is it, or is this all just an Illithid mind trick and it's an Illithid? Could be. That is Tasha. All right. That is going to be a successful guess. That is a successful guess. All right. Let's choose the outcome. Yes with guess. Let's complete that prediction. And Bahamut and Shield of Hope getting the hams. Lel Bunny going for yes with die roll. Ice Oven and Vigistry going for yes with weight. Would have been correct if I hadn't guessed correctly. And Kinshir going for no. Very nice. Let's make her happy. You know, she's very happy to be to have been discovered. And I love this hairpiece. I really do. Such a good piece. And she has the Uncontrollable Hideous Laughter spell in her spellbook. You like the hairpiece? Yeah, it's really nice. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom on in. There she go. There we go. She's laughing. Laughing. She casts a spell on herself by accident. Got a little cauldron here. There is the uncontrollable hideous laughter spell there. And look at the hair. That is just wonderful hair. I am so sad that we didn't like there was a canceled line of video figures, and one of them was going to have this hair with a slightly different hat. That was going to be a goth witch, and the hair was like trans purple. Looked really nice, really nice. I am so disappointed we didn't get that minifig. I'm glad that we're still getting the hair and hat combo, but not getting that minifig. That kind of hurts. Anyway, let's go ahead and zoom back out because we have Tasha. Need to mark her down. So there's one Tasha left. Oops, that's fine. I know that. So we still have not gotten the Lady of Pain or the Aarakocra. There are 2 Gith, 2 Dragonborn Paladins, 2 Estrades, and 2 Druids left. There is 1 Mad Martin, 1 Elf, and now 1 Tasha left. And of course, 3 Aarakocra and 3 Ladies of Pain. Alright, and a spare part. Some lovely trans pink feather flame pieces. Alright, well that is going to wrap us up for tonight. We will be back on Friday for some more Lego building. Continuing on with our Botanical Garden, which I do not think that we will finish. But we will make progress for sure. But I want to thank you guys for coming on out, and of course we did make the this really cute ballerina at the start of the stream as well. Alright, so I want to thank you guys for coming on out, and I shall see you next time. Yes, we did get the parts. I don't know that we'll get to them. They're all in just like one bag, so we'll see how that goes, but hopefully that's all of them. I mean, I don't know. So, we'll see. But, thanks for coming out, everyone. See you next time.